Hello again. There was a time in Britain when a man who said that he wished to beat certain women whom he hated with a great passion would have been viewed with contempt by every decent person. It was the kind of statement which would have put the man altogether beyond the pale and indicated that he was probably a violent and abusive individual. That was before the mad enthusiasm for transsexualism which has gripped the nation in recent years, and means that men are able openly to express their hatred of women in this way, and it has become old-fashioned and reactionary to condemn them for doing so. When an equal opportunities officer for the Scottish Nationalist Party called Cameron Downing made such remarks a couple of years ago, I knew immediately that this was a dangerous man, one who would almost certainly cause harm to women in the future. I claim no credit for being particularly acute or far-sighted about this. It is simply that in my experience, men who say that they have a desire to beat women and talk of their hatred for some women usually go on to do something awful in that line. In the description to this video, I give a link to a news item from 2022 in which this man's remarks were reported. He talks of his wish to beat TERF, which is an acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists, women. Once upon a time, the man exposed in this way would have been denounced by everybody, but because he claimed to be non-binary and wore nail varnish and makeup, he was not only able to get away with it, but actually received support from left-wing and progressive people. The fact that J.K. Rowling said that she was opposed to his views clinched the matter. If J.K. Rowling didn't like him, then he must felt many fashionable and with it people be okay and on the right side. So what if he wanted to beat women up? In this way, a violent and abusive man felt encouraged to continue in his distorted and dangerous perspective of the world, and it was inevitable that sooner or later he would physically attack women. So it proved, and he was yesterday sent to prison for 6 years for attacking 2 women, domestic abuse, sexually assaulting a string of young men, and also blackmail. I give a link to the case in the description to this video. As I say, it needed no great knowledge of human behaviour to work this one out. A man who says that he has a desire to beat up women goes on to beat up women. What is hard to understand about that? Pretending that the man is not a man and describing him as non-binary and all the rest of it does not alter the essential situation which we are observing here. That this kind of thing is tolerated by those who claim to be fighting against transphobia is shocking, not surprising. Most of them are also men, but it stands to reason that they're likely to be a little more easygoing about a man beating up on women than the average woman would be. Have viewers not noticed that the leading lights of the trans movement are all aggressive men, even if they disguise themselves by wearing dresses and makeup?